Hi, Bhuvan Dala. Good evening. Right. Maven Himani. That work anyway. And right. Maybe the Bahino. It work naked. And the mountain signal. Right. Okay. So today is the first day. Right. 2026 English medium. 2026 English medium first day. Twenty 26 level English medium day 1. So I think you all are newcomers because already we have started physical classes last Saturday in Udaipur, Sunday Kiribati Gampaha. So today is our first online class, and if any students who didn't come for the last Saturday and Sunday classes, you can join today's class and cover the lesson that we discussed last few days. Right. So before starting the class, I explain what is the plan. Our plan to complete the whole theory syllabus and how I can do what I can do for you to get the maximum results in your A-level exam. So the maximum results mean my main target. Anyone who attend my classes should take 3 years. That's the first target. And the other thing, maximum number of students within 1 to 100 ranks. Right? The most of rankers should come from our classes, especially within first 100. So before starting the class, I have instruction book, or you can take this instruction book, right? So we will post all the tunes, papers, worksheets, and everything that we give physical classes to students. You also, online people also can take this thing. And the people who join through the SASIP website now, you can download all these PDFs and theory notes. Right, so this instruction book has few pages. The first page, I think the people who are not with this tool, who can't read those, but after giving this, you can read each and every term here. So first page, I have added some comments. All these comments given by my past students after doing their A-level exam. Right? Igul A-level exam level පුතේ ගෙදර ආපු ගමන් සමහර මම ෆෝන් කරගෙන යනවා මම ස්කූල් එකට exam එක ලෙලි වෙච්ච ගමන් මට තමයි message එක වන්නේ. යාපු few comments, not all comments. Only few comments are added here. So if you can see clearly the one of the picture, this one, right? Yeah, this one is picture. So if you can see that, this is the picture containing large number of pens. These pens used by one of my Anandian Binukar 2022 student. Now he is in Mordu University. Right? He got 3 A's. First time as a first time student. Right? The total number of pens he used within the last 3 months given here. So you can get simple idea what is meant by that. When you are doing A-level maths or A-level bio, this is not the simple course. This is not the simple course. You have to do hard work. You have to do so many practices. You have to cover all the points. And you have limited time. That is special things. You have limited time to complete all these 3 subjects right? 14 lessons, especially in chemistry. I don't know how many lessons are there for the other subjects. So within the limited period, limited time period, you need to cover all theory of the all three subjects, past papers, school papers, not only one times. Until you are okay with the certain questions, you have to do so many practices. එතකම් පුතේ වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මේ පුතාට දාලා තියෙන්නේ අන්තිම මාස තුනේ වැඩ කරපු පුතෝ ලොකු පෙන්ස් ප්‍රමාණය ලොකු පෑන් ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. මම පෑන් මණ්ඩලේ කීයක් තියෙනවද ලොකු ප්‍රමාණයක් විතර පෙන්ස්. right එච්චර වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ ඔයා මැත්ස් කරනවා නම් everyone can take 3 A's, but the simple thing you have to do more work. You have to do hard work. Hard work means රෑලි වෙනකම් මරාගෙන වතුර බේසම් වල කකුල් බහගෙන එහෙම පාඩම් කිරීලක් ඒ තාසකක් විතර නෑ. ඒ මන් දන්නේ කවුද කොන්ස් හදලා තියෙන්නේ. රෑලි වෙනකම් පාඩම් කරන පැය 12ක් පාඩම් කරන පැය 15ක් පාඩම් කරන එහෙම concept එකක් මේ A level maths biology streams වල නෑ. තියෙන්නේ හරිස් hard work කියන එකේ mean එක daily වැඩ කරනවා අපි daily. we have තියෙන්නේ long target එකක් අවුරුදු දෙකකින් තමයි අපිට target එක complete කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. but ඒ අවුරුදු දෙකම 365 into 2 days. right දවස් 365 දෙකක් අපි වැඩ කරනවා. daily no functions, no trips, no events, right? We have to do full time for complete all these workload that we have, right? ඒක තමයි මෙතන hard work කියන එකේ meaning එක. නැතුව පොත බදාගෙන එහෙම ඉන්න එක නෙවෙයි. right? time කිසිම මරාගෙන ඉන්න දැන් මම වැඩ කරගත්තොත් පුතාලට දවසට පැයක් දවසට පැයක් දැන් මොකද නේද? we have 24 hours, right? From 24 hours you just spend 1 hour, right? එක පැයක් තමයි පුතාලා මේකට spend කරන්නේ. ඒක daily continue කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් okay, right? And the second page in instruction book, I have added 4 total lessons that we have to cover. Well, you need to mention this, right? Total, we have 14 lessons. Those 14 lessons divided into 4 categories. Right? The first one we call the chemistry lessons. Fourteen lessons. We categorize them as general chemistry, physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry. Right? So general chemistry, first 3 lessons. Lesson 1, 2, 3 general chemistry, 4, 5 physical chemistry, 6 inorganic chemistry, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 4 lessons come in under organic chemistry. 11, 12, 13, again physical chemistry. Finally, 14th lesson is inorganic chemistry. So totally we have 14 lessons. These 14 lessons categorized into 4 groups as general, inorganic, organic, and physical. So total contribution of each part in A-level exam paper is approximately 25%. So you can't skip any of lesson in our syllabus, right? Not like the maths. I don't know. Some students, I heard some students say, this calculations are not doing at the exams. But in chemistry syllabus, we have to complete all 14 lessons without getting proper knowledge of 14 lessons. You can't go for higher marks. I mean, more than 80-85 marks. To get the more than 80-85 or 90 marks, you have to complete all 14 lessons within the limited time. So to complete those 14 lessons within the limited time, we should have proper plan. I'll explain how I will cover all these 14 lessons with the test. You should know everything before starting the lesson, because if you don't have the proper plan, you can't complete before the 2026 February. At least you have to complete all these 40 lessons uh, 4 months or 5 months before your exams. So to complete them, you should have proper plan. So I'll explain how I am completing those 14 lessons within the limited time. Before that, so please note down this on your writing book front page. Writing book front page, you should have writing book. Approximately 120 pages, that's enough for the first lesson. I'll give extra papers, not, but additional that extra worksheets. So 120 CR book is enough. So first, note down this, the total lessons, those are the total lessons. The meaning of general chemistry is the knowledge you should take through. You are getting to the first three lessons is very useful to complete other remaining 11 lessons. Some can start in from the organic chemistry, but organic chemistry is the whole lessons should start at the grade 30, not 12. You all are just O-level students, just finish the O-level lessons. Right? O-level ඉවරෙච්ච ගමන් මාව දරුවෝ ටිකක් නිකුත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඒක නිසා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන්න ඕනේ one by one complete කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. මම යන්නේ one by one first lesson after first second third likewise, right? 1 2 3 එහෙම order එක තමයි මම syllabus එක cover කරන්නේ. තනින් skip කරන්නේ නැහැ. General chemistry වලින් යෝග ගාලා organic වලට පටන් ගන්නෙත් නැහැ. Organic වලින් start කරන්නෙත් නැහැ. මම අහලා තියෙනවා දැකලා තියෙනවා සමහර ගුරුවරු එහෙම start කරනවා, but I think you should have some the introduction knowledge about the chemistry before doing the complicated lessons. So general chemistry, the general knowledge taken should need to complete physical, inorganic, and organic. Right, hurry up, note down these three. Right, okay. Then turn to next page. Next page, the same thing on the board, right? Mentioning page number 2. And then before explaining the structure of the paper, I will explain how we cover those 14 lessons within the 18 months totally. So just if I say you will have your exams on 2026 August, before 4 months, we should complete your syllabus. 2024, we have June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 2025, totally we have 12 months. January, February, March, April, and 2026, so within first 2 months, June, July, I take to cover unit 1. After completing unit 1, you will have test. This test is 5-hour test. 5 hours test. That is a test 1. And after September, unit 2, again 5-hour test. So the test 1 consists in only first lesson, but test 2 consists in both first and second lessons. And these 3 months take to cover unit 3. Unit 3. So we have another test. Test 3 again 5 hours. December month also take to cover unit 3. Only 3 months take to complete unit 3. And 2025, unit 4, every 8 weeks. After every 8 weeks, you have a 5-hour test. So test 4. Then February months take to complete 5th lesson. March 6th lesson, part 1. Part 1. The next test, test 5. April and May month take to complete part 2 of unit 6. And after completing unit 6, totally we have completed, we have done 6 5-hour test weeks. 5 hour means completely you need to write the answers within 5 hours without any breaks in between parts. If the test paper starts at morning 7, the paper will finish at 12. You need that practice. The 2025 students, nowadays 2025 students have their first term test. They started their A-levels last June, totally 1 hour, 1 year, after 1 year. Now they are sitting their first term test. First term test first term test paper. Right? This is Royal Kelamai, message paper marvel teacher. Right? Classic Kalpugana, Nihimuna, Ratnabu, Mama, contact sorry, Mangeva Prakala, may Samani Mama president in name, paper cake, the Bivar, hit up in paper cake, plant I will take a dinner. None of them are putting the killer. But I am the monkey, ඉතින් රොයල් එකේ දරුවන්ගේ ඊයේ අද තිබ්බ පේපර් එකට මේ දවස් ටිකේ මොකද පේපර්ස් වල සම් එකක් තමයි වෙන්නේ. එකම දේ ටයිම් එක මම. ටයිම් එක මම තමයි ප්‍රශ්න දෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ස්පීඩ් එක හදා ගන්න ඉතින් මම හිතනවා thinking capacity එක වැඩි වෙන්න ඕනේ. හිතනවත් එක්ක මේක terms වලට convert වෙලා ඔයාලගේ අතේ automatically ඒක ලියාගෙන යන්න ඕනේ. ස්පීඩ් එක ගන්න බෑ. නිකන් normal class එකකට ගිහිල්ලා ඒ ස්පීඩ් එක ගන්න බෑ. ස්පීඩ් එක ගන්න experience teacher කෙනෙක් ගාවට කියන්න. වැඩ කරන class එකකට ගිහිල්ලා. ගොඩාක් ළමයි එක්ක හරි friendly. ගොඩාක් schools වල ළමයි එන්න ඕනේ. කෙනෙක් school එකේ schools ගොඩක ළමයි. එක වැඩ කරනකොට එක ළමයි talent එක වෙනස් plus school papers වල තියෙන standard එක වෙනස්. ඒ ඔක්කොමත් එක්කම තමයි ඒක හැදෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒ 5 hour test paper එක හරිම famous paper එකක්. ඒ paper එක ලියන හරිය ළමයි කැමතියි. ඉතින් ඒක ලියලා ගන්න practice එකෙන් ඒකේ තියෙන questions ගොඩාක් එනවා ඔයාලගේ papers වලට exam papers වලට. ඒකයි මේ මම හරි specially mention කරන්නේ 5 hour paper. Right, then June unit 7, again unit 3, our test 7. All tests are 5 hour tests. Then 9th lesson, 10th lesson. Test 8. Test 8. 7, 8, 9, 10. With that, we will do the revision of 7 to 10th lesson. And then I take October month to complete 11. With the 11th lesson, kindly at the physical one, I complete the industrial part. So every last few months, I do the some part of the 14 lesson because 14 lesson like just bio lesson. But pardon me, right? Take the part of my for another environmental pollutions. This part. This is part right? The main classes right? Then 13, 14, December month again after that. 12, 14. Next, last year, 2026. Again 12, 14, 12, 14. Right? Fifth syllabus completely. Test 8. Here test 9. Here test 10. Here testing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before 5 months, we will complete whole syllabus with theory, with papers, with past papers, model papers, school papers, with the all things. So last 5 months, I take to do re-revision, and especially I discuss North Province papers. North Province papers because right most of students in Morto University and medical faculty can go right becoming boys come from the Jaffna right both not only boys right both present was from Jaffna schools, so they have the complicated and really advanced patients. So I do the North Province papers plus revision plus model papers plus blah blah blah. Right, large number of papers. So this is our plan. How we going to complete our main target. The main target is to become students in between first 10. You should take island rank, right? First 10 island rank. To get the first 10 island rank, at least you need to complete your all lessons, whole syllabus before 5 months of the exam. 5 months to the exam. So this is our plan. Even you are a student of Nadeesha Fernando's chemistry class. Putala Mariava, then the classes here. Putala may plan it to be in the morning. May plan it to be in the time. Putala Madadi here. Right? Taking some makeup, ilang pinch make a animal, Putala. All my makeup take them from my whole first 2 months of putting. Unit 1 complete. Unit 1 complete. Like 5 hour test paper tak karang. All progress ke kohon do ya. Ek din common theoretical allege na theory part teri na. Lekin prashna kaha model liya kan pulwa. All thinking capacity ek within 2 months from team ko vela. Dekelo ya check karla baran. It was next 2 months unit 2 complete what unit 1 complete unit so after completing unit 2, you know, right? You don't remember the points discussed under unit 1. Even when the back thing, right? Unit 1, unit 2, they come on the complete the knowledge, on the knowledge, take a test for test 2. The test 10 about that, Putala, 5-hour test. Nahalakila, maybe put me outcomes in the second things here. Right? It was a campus papers, right? 5-hour papers. 5-hour papers. At least 1,000. This sucks. With after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, 5 into 4, totally 20 weeks. Now, 20 weeks already enough. They campus papers this side. Method 5-hour, totally really standard papers, right? Exam paper, but are standard papers. These papers, and then put the right? Exam paper order, standard papers, exam lazy. The papers submit, totally 30 right? Make a plan, me plan to ya, class here. Chemistry therapy and subject එකක් මේ වගේ plan එකක් ඔයාලට තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඔයා ලෝන් කාලේ මේ class එකට ගිහලා වැඩ පටන් ගන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා. right මේකත් ලස්සනට ලියා ගන්න front page එකේ. Right, enough. Then structure of the paper. Then structure of the paper. So totally we have 2 papers. Paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1, paper 2. Paper 1, 2 hours paper. 2 hours paper, total 50 MCQs. 2 into 50, totally 100 marks. It has 3 types of MCQs. 1 to 30 MCQs. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 choices. You need to select one. Select one. From 31 to 40 has A, B, C, D type answers. Answers, totally 4 answers per question. If A and B are answers for the given question, the selected number should be 1. If page answers are B and C, second one A, B, like B, C, then C, D. C and D, answer is third one. A and D, answer is fourth one. A, B, 1, B, C, 2, C, D, 3, A, D, 4. None of above is fine. If you have more than 2 answers, like A, B, C or A, B, D or something like that, so answer will be fifth one. Or if you have only one answer, so select number should be fifth one. And the last 10, 41 to 50, it has statements. Statement 1, statement 2. Both statements are correct. Second statement explain the first one. Explain the first one. So select number should be first one. Both statements are correct, but not explained. Not explained, the answer is second one. First is correct, second one is incorrect. Select number should be third one. Incorrect, correct, select number should be fourth one. Both statements are incorrect, the answer should be fifth. Right? So this is the pattern of the paper 1, 2-hour paper. And paper 2, 3-hour paper. It's a writing paper. It also has part A. Part A, 4 structured questions. 4 structured essays. You need to write all answers. Each carrying 100 marks into 4, totally 400. Totally 400. Part B, you need to select 2 essays out of 3. 150 to 2, 300 marks. So part B consisting physical chemistry. Physical chemistry. Part A, general physical inorganic organic. Part B, physical chemistry. And part C, again you need to select 2 essays. Select 2 essays. Again 150 to 2, totally 300 marks. This may contain general chemistry, inorganic, and organic. So second paper 400 plus 300 plus 300, totally 1000. 1000 divided by 10, take the marks out of 100. Here the MCQ paper also 100. Then divide by 2 to get the final marks. So this is the structure of the paper. You should know, especially selecting answer for the MCQs, right? MCQ, last 20, right? Multiple answers. Most of time we are taking incorrect answers. Therefore, you should take the proper knowledge about the theory point, each and every theory point, So select the correct answer for the last 20 MCQ. Note down. මේකත් ලියා ගන්න පුතේ. ඔයාලට මොනවා හරි doubts තියෙනවා නම් message එකක් දෙන්න. done. Right, so then instruction book, in each lesson, I mention all the theory point related with the given lesson. So when you take the theory note, you can see them because you don't have textbooks now, right? You just have resource books, right? Those resource books can be taken from the Google, can be downloaded. But these theory points, these are the guidelines that you have to know. The student should be able to know the points. So in each lessons, before starting the lesson, I will give those theory points to show that we have no missing theory part. Then, so you can see totally when you do the bioscience, totally you have 73 courses to complete, 73. You have 73 courses. You can select any of that. And for the maths students, you have 31 courses, but some courses from the previous 73 also can be done by the any student who are doing the physical science, means combined maths. And other things, especially the software engineering, if anyone interested to do software engineering or AI, they should do chemistry as a subject instead of ICT. So if you do ICT, you can go through the courses mentioned as 28, 29, 30, and 31. Bachelor of Computer Science, Information and Communication Technology, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Information Technology, BC, ICT. So those are only 4 courses can be completed if you do ICT instead of the chemistry. But if you do the chemistry instead of ICT, you have a lot of courses to do at university. So to complete our targets, we have some goals, plans. Right, the first plan given here, discuss current school papers as well as other provincial papers with each unit. Discuss past papers starting from 1982 to 2025 totally, right? Approximately 45 years. Because from the first day, we will do the past papers. Therefore, we have enough time to complete the past papers starting from 1980. Therefore, don't worry. Solve some chemical equations by collecting the data from experiments. And according to the results obtained by each student with the test means the test that time, the 5-hour test, we will give the rank to enhance their competition. And if any student had failures regarding some theory, we provide individual attention and do individual classes for such students to cover up their missing part. Cover all unit discussions before 6 months of your annual exams from January 2026. We discuss the model papers, Olympiad examination papers, and special speed test papers to enhance the speed of thinking and writing skills. And finally, this one, but here's the guessing that I gave for the 2023 students. Right, I have done so many YouTube live sessions for the 2023 students, and I gave all correct guessings for essay papers. Right? This is the few sample. Then I made a reduced my height color. Redox right? And finally, our ranks, right? Our ranks. Right. Harminder. So basic introduction is done. Now we are moving to complete our field part to be discussed today. Right. Then take the theory note. So you will have the colorful theory note, right? This is the first part of the atomic structure. You will have two tubes, right? Two tubes for the unit 1. So this one is part 1. Atomic structure. Now you know what is the atomic structure lesson, and it is a lesson belong to general chemistry. That is the first lesson you have to do, right? So now we are going to discuss the theory part. So if you have any questions, you can drop a message in comment section, or you can send the WhatsApp message. Right. Turn to first page. As I explained previously, so in each tube, the first page is the content. So the atomic structure, the atomic theory of matter, you can see the content in this tube, properties of cathode rays, experimental observations, the nucleus of the atom, properties of positive rays, experimental observations, Rutherford's gold foil experiment, atomic mass, isotopes, and mass number, the atomic mass scale, average atomic mass, and relative atomic mass of an element and ion. And as a second part of the tube 1, electromagnetic radiations, properties like speed, wavelength, energy, frequency, and finally, quantizations of energy. Lesson එක හොඳට අහගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න ඔයගොල්ලෝ කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. මැසේජ් කරන්න ඕනේ. right ඔයගොල්ලෝ හරියට අහගෙන ඉන්නවද හොඳට ඉගෙන ගන්නවද නැද්ද කියලා චෙක් කරන්න. මම හරිස්ම. ඔයාලට හැම සතියෙම තියෙන every week you have 2 papers per day. අපි online class එකක් වුණත් පැය 4ක් කරනවා. online කියලා පැය දෙකක් කරනවා නැත්නම් බෑ. online class එකක් physical class එකක් වුණත් අපි टोन ब्रेक पे काम ना भी काम तो चलते दिन कर तो आप एक क्लास के पुते आधे डिस्कस करने के नेक्स्ट वीक क्वार्टर पेपर्स बुक दूंगा पालवी पेपर का 15 मिनट्स इनारे पालवा एक आप रिव्यू वेक आप लोग बनाने लेकिन लास्ट वीक मनोवाद डिस्कस करे कथा करेंगे ना राइट एक इन पेपर का कभी क्लास स्टार्ट कराने नेक्स्ट डे स्टार्ट कराने से देना एक इन ऑल ओवर डेली पालन करेंगे राइट ඊට පස්සේ last 30 minutes second paper එක දෙනවා. ඒ paper එකේදී කරන්නේ අපි school papers, past papers, model papers සහ ඔයාලට පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න තියෙන complicated questions ඒ paper එකට add කරනවා. එතන අපි මුලින්ම first paper එක කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි theory session එක කරනවා. චුටි break එකක් ගන්නවා මුලදී. theory session 2 එක කරනවා. right ඊට පස්සේ last 30 minutes වල අපි තව paper එකක් කරනවා. එහෙනම් තමයි අපේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක යන්නේ. ඊට අමතරව Telegram group එකේ link එක දාලා තියෙනවා. ඒ link එකෙන් ඔයාලා join වෙන්න. ඔයාලට ඒ Telegram group එකෙන් හැමදාම question එකක් ඇති වෙනවා. හැමදාම දැන් තාම එකක්වත් දැම්මේ නැහැ. මොකද ඔක්කොම classes ටික පටන් ගත්තේ නැති නිසා. June 1st week ඉඳන් ඔයාලට Telegram group එකේ daily එක question එකක් චූටි එකක් මහලු පිළිවෙල වෙයි. තාම අපි ලොකු lessons කාලා කරගෙන යනවා නෙවෙයි. දවස් ගානේ චූටි question එකක් ගන්නවා. ඒකෙන් ඔයාලට lesson එක එතකොට theory note එක චුට්ටක් ඔයා දිගහැරලා බලනවා. නැත්නම් ඔයා පාඩම් කරනවා පොඩක් අඩුයිනේ. දැන් මේ දවස්වල relax mind එකකින් ඉන්නේ. right ඔයාලා exam ඉවර වුණා. දැන් ඔයාලා research එක කරනවා. ඒ level class එක තාම අලුත්. ඉතින් ලොකු serious පාඩම් කරන තරම් ඔයාලට ඉච්ච උමනාවක් නැහැ. ඒක මම දන්නවා. හැබැයි chemistry class එකේ එහෙම බැලුවොත් මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කොළඹ schools වල right ඔක්කොම section high school ඉන්නේ මගේ. ආයෙත් ප්‍රමෝදයෙන් කියන්නේ කාටවත් ඕන කියන්නේ. මම දැන් videos upload කරගෙන යනවා ළමයින්ගේ comments ඒගොල්ලෝ මට video එකක් දෙන්න comments. ඒතර ඒක බලුවම ඔයාලට ඒක තේරෙනවා ඇත්තට මේ program එක හරිම well planned program එකක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒකත් එක්ක subject තුනෙන්ම chemistry තමයි වැඩිම වෙන්නේ plus school එකේ highest marks ඔක්කොම ගන්න section highest ඉන්නේ chemistry මගේ ළමයි මේ වෙනකොටත් එහෙම තමයි. right මේකෙම ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන මම කලින් ඉස්සෙල්ලා කරේ group classes කියලා මගේ instruction එක මම මුලින්ම කරේ group classes දැන් තමයි whole classes mass classes වලට ගෙන තියෙන්නේ උතර නොගියකොට ඉරිපත්කර ගම් පහ. ඔය ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට්ස් තුනේම මම කරන්නේ whole classes, group classes නෙවෙයි whole classes. ඒතර group class එකක් විදිහට කරන්නේ පොඩි class එකක්. රත්මලාන් class එක විතරයි ඒක අන්න. ඒතර group class එකට ආවත් whole class එකට ආවත් right මොන class එකට ආවත් මගේ පන්තියේ ඉන්න හැම ළමයෙකුටම මම එච්චර විශ්වාසයෙන් කියන්නේ ඒකක් අරන් දෙනවාමයි. හැබැයි මම කියන විදිහට වැඩ කරනවා. right චුටි දෙන වැඩ ටික ලස්සනට කරගෙන යන්න ෆස්ට් ඩේ ඉඳන් ආයෙ අමුතුවෙන් හිතන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ඔයාලට ඔටෝමැටිකලි ඔයාලගේ පොසිෂන් හදනවා. ඔයාලගේ thinking capacity එක හදනවා. ඔයාලගේ theory knowledge එක වැඩි කරනවා. හැම ටෙක්නික් එකක්ම ගන්න පුතේ මුලින්ම විශ්වාසයෙන් කියන්නේ. right මගේ ක්ලාසස් එකේ කිසිම ළමෙක් මේ වෙනකොට ෆේල් වෙලා නැහැ. ෆේල් වෙන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් ටාගට් එක ෆේල් වෙන්නේ නැතුව පාස් කරගන්න එක නෙවෙයි. එන හැම ළමයෙකුට මේකක් කරන් දෙන්න. මොකද හැම ළමයෙකුට මේකක් කරන් දෙන්න තමයි try එක. එතකොට B එකකින් හරි නතර. right CSO නෑ. AB passes වලට විදාගෙන වැඩ කරොත් එimhe CS එනවනේ. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා A එකකට තමයි try කරන්නේ. එතකොට අපිට B එකකින් හරි නතර කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයාලව ඩිමෝටිවේට් කරනවා නෙවෙයි මම පැත්තකට ප්‍රැක්ටිකලි ඒකනේ. right class එකට එන ළමයින්ට එකක් කරන් දෙනවා කියන එක මැජික් එකක් නේ. right practically තමයි අපි පුළුවන් තරම් try කරන එකට යන්න අපේ තියෙන program එකක් එක්ක අනිවාර්යෙන් එතනට යන්න පුළුවන් right ඒ තරම් හරි plan කරලා කරන plan එකක් program එකක් දෙන්නේ ඒකට එක්ක ඔයාලට මේක වැඩේ superiorම කරගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලා මට message එකක් දෙන්න ඕන WhatsApp මේ live එකේ අද මම YouTube live මේක දෙන්නේ හැබැයි next week නා අපි Zoom එකෙන් තමයි යන්නේ ඒක මම direct කතා කරලා right මේක පොඩි ක්ලාස් එකක් විදිහට තමයි මේ වැඩේ කරගෙන යන්නේ. හරි. බලමු කියන note එක බලමු ඉතින්. right turn to next page number 2. right the atomic theory of matter simple subtopic the atomic theory of matter you know atom is what, theory is what, and matter is what. So the atomic theory of matter, read the sentence given. Chemistry is the study of the properties and behavior of matter. Right? The study of properties and behavior of matter, that is the chemistry. Matter is the physical material of the universe. It is anything that has mass and occupies space. So if I ask simple question, you should give the answers. Without giving answers, you can't stay at the class. Right? Even this is physical. Imagine this is, sorry, even this is online. Imagine this is the physical class. So you can communicate. We have WhatsApp, we have YouTube. Right. So if I ask simple question, what are the things that universe made? Right? අපි බලමු කවුරු මට answers දෙන්නේ කියලා ටක්කල answers එවන්න පුතේ. Okay. Send answers එවන්න බෑ. Right. What are the things that universe are formed? Okay. I got correct answers from few of right, okay, very good, very good. Yes, very good. This universe is made up with matters and energy. The answers are correct. universe, consisting matters and energy. Matters are things that occupy space and has a mass. Anything that occupies space and has a mass, we call matters. The opposite of matters, we call energy. Do not occupy space and do not have a mass. If I ask the examples for energies, you will give lot of examples. Energies, examples, heat and light. Heat energy and light energy mainly given by sun. And sound energy, chemical energy that we take through the foods. And potential energy, mechanical energy classified into two as kinetic energy and potential energy. Magnetic energy, electrical energy. So these are the few examples for energy. What happens if the energy takes some space? So after a few minutes, this classroom completely filled with my terms, my words, because I'm releasing my energy. The chemical energy converts to sound energy. If the space taken by sound energy, we have no enough space. Therefore, energies are the things that do not occupy space, have no masses. So, few examples, I will write the examples. First one, heat energy. Then, light energy. Mechanical energy. Mechanical energy classified into two as kinetic energy and potential energy. Then chemical energy. Electrical energy. Magnetic energy. Heat, light, mechanical, electrical, magnetic, chemical, right? And sound. So these are the few examples. In our atomic structure theory note, we will do some calculations related with light energy. Light energy, so special amount of energy absorbed by atoms, especially electrons, we call photons energy. So we'll do some calculation related with light energy. We call what? Photon energy. Photon energy. So that is the energy part. Then back to matter. Matters occupy space. The things that occupy space and have some mass. So I am one of the matter. So these pens are matters. My watch is matter. So we have so many examples for matters. Those matters can be categorized into two groups depending on their features, properties. Mainly two groups depending on physical properties and chemical properties, right? So this classification based on the properties. So when you take the physical properties, again matters categorized into three as solid, liquid, and gases. Solid, liquid, and gases. When you take solid, liquid, and gases, you know each of them formed by very tiny particles. Especially in solid, the particles are closely bound. Particles are closely bound. And it has definite shape and definite volume. Distance between two particles. Distance between two particles are very low. Therefore, interaction in between two particles are very strong. උතාලා ගොඩාක් සෙලින් ඉන්න බස් එකක් ඇතුළේ යනවා කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. අපි එක මනුස්සයෙක්ගෙන් යන එක මනුස්සයා පාටිකල් එකක් කියලා හිතුවොත් බස් එක ගොඩාක් සෙලින් ඉන්න වෙලාවකට පාටිකල්ස් ටික ඔක්කොම ක්ලෝස්ලි අරේන්ජ් වෙනවා. ඩිස්ටන්ස් එක ගොඩාක් අඩුයි පාටිකල්ස් එකක් අතර. ඉන්ටරැක්ෂන් එක වැඩිනේ. එහෙනම් තල්ලු කරන පයින්නවා එන ප්‍රශ්න. දැන් මම කොළඹ යුනිවර්සිටියේ my university gave a training. They have a sunny pipe training. Right? Mom, what doing that? The university training. The local nurse and interaction too much. Distance at a good top market. The distance in between particles is very low. Therefore, they have strong interaction. Strong interaction. But when you take liquids, the distance between particles are greater, right? Distance is greater compared to solid. Therefore, particle movement is little bit more compared to solid, and interaction is low compared to solid. When you take the solid particles, those solid particles cannot move from one place to another, because particles are covered by another few particles. They can do the vibration. Vibration without changing the original position, do some movements like this. Like vibration. Vibration. Right? Can't move from one place to another. But liquid can move. Right? That's why it's at a flowing point. When you take gas, gaseous particles has very large distance. The interaction is very low. Chemistry life eකට ගන්න පුළුවන් දැන් මේ කාලේ තමයි ප්‍රශ්න වල love affairs ප්‍රශ්න. ඔන්න ඉතින් මුල් කාලේ යාළු වෙනවා. Closely bonded like a solid. Closely bonded. ඉතින් ඔය love affair එකත් එක්ක ස්ටැටිස්ටික් කරගන්න බෑ කියලා ටික යනකොට තේරෙනවා. තේරෙනකොට මොකද ටික repel වෙනවා. Repel to each other like liquid. Distance become large. Interactions getting low. ඊට පස්සේ තරහ ගියාම දකින්න කොටක් තරහයි. මේකට හිටපු මිනිස්සු දකින්න කොටක් තරහයි. නොසුදුසු කාලවල නොසුදුසු දේවල් පටන් ගත්තාම එහෙම වෙනවා. දකින්න කොටක් තරහයි. right? ඒක නිසා ඈත්ම වෙලා යන්නේ කියලා එක්ක ගිහලා බෙල්ල තියනවා කොහොමද? ඕච්. නැත්නම් උඩට කියලා ඩෝංගල කනවා. ඇයි මේ interaction lowම කරලා දාන්න. like a gas. Interaction is very, very, very low. Distance very large. ये वाके मोड करता हूँ क्या? Life है chemistry में संपूर्ण life की दिन chemistry. Why we have solid, liquid, gases? Why we can classify matters into three as solid, liquid, and gases because they have different particle arrangement. So particles arrangement are different. You can see there. Right? Closely bonded and the interaction is very strong. Distance is very low. When you take liquids, distance is little more. Interaction is little low. But when you take gases, particle distance is very large. Therefore, interactions is very low. So, solid liquid gases classify based on their particle arrangement. Different particle arrangement. Different particle arrangement. So, if I ask simple question, what is the physical property mean? What do you mean by physical property? So, physical property means during the process, the properties which are not changed. Properties which are not changed during the whole process. Example is density. Right? When you take 500 milliliters water, 200 milliliters water, 5 liters of water, the density are same. Boiling points are same. Melting point are same. Color is same. They are not changed. Right? So those are physical properties. Physical properties. So if I give some examples for the physical properties, can you see? Yes. Boiling point. Density. Melting point. Color. Those are the physical properties. Only few. You have ductility, reliability, brittleness, so refractive index. Right? We can take refractive index. These are examples. So when we go into the chemical properties, based on chemical properties, we can categorize all metals as compounds, and mixtures. Compounds and mixtures. Compounds again divided into two, atoms and molecules. Atoms like nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, chlorine, fluorine are few examples for atoms. Molecules again two homoatomic molecules and heteroatomic molecules. Homoatomic molecules and heteroatomic molecules. Homoatomic molecules. Homo means same. Molecule formed by same atoms. Example, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, something like that. And SA, you don't know that SA. P4. Yes. SA. P4. Sulfur and phosphorus naturally existing as S8 and P4. Heteroatomic molecules are molecules formed by combining different atoms, like carbon dioxide formed by carbon and oxygen, glucose formed by carbon, oxygen and hydrogen, right? Sulfur dioxide formed by sulfur and oxygen. Sulfur dioxide. nitrogen dioxide, glucose, carbon dioxide. These are the few examples. Then mixtures. Mixtures also categorized into two. Homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous and heterogeneous. So, example for homogeneous, salt solution, sugar solution. What is meant by homogeneous? When you take the solution, composition throughout the solution is constant. The remaining same. Homogeneous. Here, you will take water and add some salt, sodium chloride. When you add enough amount of sodium chloride, so you will have sodium chloride solution we call aqueous. When you take the one portion, right, when you pour in the solution into several small cups, you can take the equal composition. Same amount of sodium chloride in same amount of water. That is made the homogeneous. But when you add more and more and more and salt for the constant volume of water, what happened? The excess amount of salt will remain in the bottom of the beaker. An example, the sugar solution is a uniformly distributed and homogeneous mixture. But if you add excess, right, spoons of the sugar to the cup of tea, where the තේ ටික බීලා ඉවර වුණාම පස්සේ කප් එකේ යට මොකද වෙන්නේ? ගොඩක් සීනි තුරුයි. නේ සීනි ගොඩක් ඉතුරුයි. එතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? You have added excess amount. So even you mentioned the salt solution in the sugar solution as a homogeneous mixtures. Remember that. The homogeneous is to some extent. There is a maximum amount of salt can be dissolved in the certain amount of water. When you take 100 grams of water, you can dissolve the limited amount of sodium chloride in this 100 grams of water. So that's what we call what? Saturated solution. Saturated solution. If you add more and more and more and more in water, the solution becomes oversaturated. So the excess amount will remain in the bottom of the beaker, and then solution is not a homogeneous solution. So when you write in the examples for the homogeneous solutions, you need to write saturated salt solution, saturated sugar solution. Don't write just sugar solution and salt solution. That's funny. That's a difference in between O-level and A-level. In A-level exam papers, your answers should be exactly correct. Right? Don't write just answers. Right? No one expects just answers from the A-level students, especially A-level maths and science students. A-level maths science කරනවා කියන්නේ society එකේ පුතේ උඩින් ඉන්න set එක. ඒ වගේ අයකින් just answers බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්න බෑ. You should write proper, clear, exactly correct answer. Right? So, example for this, saturated salt solution, saturated sugar solution. Then for the heterogeneous, I will explain blue color pen. Heterogeneous means like oversaturated. So oversaturated. Or copper sulfate, because copper sulfate, yes, you can take copper sulfate solution because all particles in copper sulfate completely not dissolved in water. And you can take like calcium sulfide, calcium not sulfate, calcium sulfide. It's also partially soluble salt. Partially soluble. Calcium sulfide, right? Calcium sulfide solution. And copper sulfate solution. And oversaturated salt solution. Right. So what is meant by chemical properties? Chemical properties mean the properties that change during the whole process. During the whole process, properties will change. Do you remember double displacement reactions given in unit 10? Do you remember the barium chloride mixed with sulfuric acid? Form white precipitate. Formation of the precipitate, right? I write here barium chloride equals H2SO4 aqueous mixed together. Products will be barium sulfate solid plus 2H2O liquid. So barium sulfate is a salt. Sorry, here 2HCl. Barium sulfate is white precipitate. It not dissolved in water. When you take barium chloride also salt. That salt of barium. Barium sulfate also salt of barium. But barium sulfate and barium chloride has completely different chemical properties. Even barium chloride is completely dissolved, means soluble in water. Barium sulfate is insoluble in water, not only in water, acid. In acid, right? Barium sulfate is not dissolved in acid. Clear, Putala? So barium sulfate by precipitate. So formation after here. Formation of precipitate. Precipitate is the chemical property. When you take nitrogen gas and oxygen gas, the form nitrogen dioxide gas. Nitrogen dioxide gas. Even nitrogen and oxygen is colorless. Nitrogen dioxide gas speaks color. What is that? Brown. Sometimes we call reddish brown. Here brown. So change in color during the process also chemical property. Change in color. And making gases. When you take calcium carbonate, decomposition of calcium carbonate form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So during the chemical process, one of the gas is evolved. So evolutions of the gas also chemical property. Right? Chemical property. By combining calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, sometimes we cannot form the calcium carbonate. Got it? So these are the briefly explanation about the formations of matter and the things that in universe. So you can note down this in the page 2. There is a table. You can write all this. Most of you guys don't have the till 1. So just mark down your writing book. After getting your till, you can mark down. If you have any doubts related with this, please ask. Right. I think you're done, completing not. Right, okay. So the first part of the today's lesson is done. Then we come to move the uh, John Dalton's atomic theory. Right, before that, we will take a small break. I'll give 15 minutes break. The time is 7 o'clock. So join again at 7:15. 7:15. Right, small break, 7. Right. Then continue the next part. Let's look at the page 3. Philosophers found, so after classifying universe and identified what are the matters and energies, now the main problem was what is the building block of matters? To give the correct answer for the things that matters are formed, the few contributors contribute with this concept. The first person, look at the page number 3. Philosophers from the earliest times speculated about the nature of the fundamental components from which the world is made. The first one is Empedocles. Underline Empedocles. Believed that the 4 elements, earth, fire, air, and water made up all things. First one is Empedocles. According to Empedocles' explanation, the whole world formed by 4 elements, that is fire, air, water, and earth. So when you search through Google, what are the 4 elements that world is formed? The same answer can be seen. Fire, water, air, earth are 4 elements that the world is formed. මේකත් එක්ක අපිට එකග වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ පුතේ. ඒ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්න හිස්ටරි වලට ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා ගස් වලට ඉර හන්දට මිනිස්සු බැඳා කියලා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒ කාලේ හිතුවේ මොකක්ද? ලෝකෙ හැදලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේවා වලින් තමයි කියලා. දැන් නෝට් එක බලුවම පේනවා එතන එක්කෙනෙක්වත් සිංහල මිනිස්සුගේ නම් නැහැනේ. ඇයි සිංහල මිනිස්සුගේ නම් නැත්තේ? ඒ කාලෙත් සිංහල මිනිස්සුන්ට හෙන වැඩ තිබිලා තියෙනවා. මොන වගේ වැඩ? කිසිම තේරුමක් නැති වැඩ. හොඳ දේවල් වලට තමන්ගේ මොලේ වෙහසනට වඩා වල්පල් හොයන්න අනුගේ ඔපුදුක හොයන්න කිසි තේරුමක් නැති දේවල් කවුරු හරි දෙයක් කරන දෙයක් බලාගෙන ඉන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් වලට තමයි ඉස්සර සිංහල මිනිස්සු කැමති. දැනොත් කියලා වෙනසක් නැහැ. ඒ විදිහටම තමයි කැමති. ඉස්සර ආච්චිලා සීයලට කවුද ආච්චිලා සීයලා මුත්තලා මිත්තිලා ඒගොල්ලෝට ප්‍රශ්න මොනවද? අඩු වයසින් ගෑනු ළමයි බඳන්න නේද? ඕන දින ප්‍රශ්න ගෑනු ළමයි ඉගෙන ගන්න හොඳ නෑ. දේපල තැන්වලට යනකොට එක ගෙයි කෑම ඔය වගේ එක මන් දන්නේ ඒවා උචිතද නැද්ද කියන එක. ඒ කාලේට උචිත ඇති. නමුත් දැන් ඒක උචිත නැහැ. ඒ වගේ දේවල් පස්සේ තමයි සිංහල මිනිස්සු නේ අඹාගෙන ගියේ. මේ වගේ දේවල් සයන්ස් ලෝකෙ නේ ඒ වගේ දේවල් හොයාගන්න අපේ මිනිස්සු වලට සම්බන්ධ වෙලා නැහැ. ඒක සප්ට අමාරුවෙන් හරි පාඩම් කරන්න වෙන්නේ එක්ක ග්‍රීක කට්ටියගෙන නැත්නම් ඉංග්‍රීසි සයින්ටිස්ට්ලා ගෙනා. හරි, back to lesson. Empedocles. So according to his theory, fire, air, water, and earth are 4 elements that world is formed. And then second one, the Hindus believe, underline Hindus believe that the 4 elements stated above make up the world and space. Hindus also, right, agree with Empedocles' concept because according to that period, so there was no any other things to study, and they accept yes Empedocles theory. So addition to that, Hindus added another term, space, right? Addition to these 4, Hindus says yes, these 4 are the things that the world is formed. Addition to these 4, there is another thing called space. Hindus introduce space. 4 elements reduced by epiductive is addition to 4 elements. Hindu says addition to these 4, there is a space 2. So the third person is Democritus. Democritus, underline, and other early Greek philosophers describe the material world as made up of tiny, invisible, indivisible particles. Underline, tiny, invisible, indivisible particles that they call atomos. Underline, atomos. The meaning of atomos is indivisible or uncountable. So the third one is Democritus. Democritus says, yes, the world is formed by particles. Those particles are very small, tiny particles, and invisible particles and indivisible particles. The meaning of indivisible in Greek, he gave the particle, the name for the particle as atomos. The name atomos given by Democritus. Right? I had to pay a deval. විශ්වාස කර කර හිටපු මිනිසුන්ට පුතේ එකපාරටම කියනවා Democritus මේ world is not formed by those 4 elements. ඕබන්නේ හැදලා තියෙන්නේ. World is formed by very tiny particles. Matters are formed by very tiny particles. Those particles are invisible. Particles වලින් හැදලා තියෙන්නේ ඒ particles invisible and indivisible. පේන්නේ නැහැ. බෙදන්නත් බැහැ. හරිම හරි චූටි. එහෙම කිව්වම එකපාරටම විශ්වාස කරයිද ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන්නේ? එකපාරටම විශ්වාස කරයිද? නෑ නේ. අපිට උනත් සමහර යාළුවෝ ඇවිල්ලා කියනවානේ තොම් පච්ච කියලා කියන්නේ. මේ සමහර යාළුවෝ ඇවිල්ලා කියනවා දේවා. අපි සමහරට බැලලා එළවන්න මෙයානේ තොම් පච්ච ගන්න දෙනවා කියන්නේ. මොනවද කියන්නේ කියලා සමහරට බැලලා එනවා. අපි ඒව බැලලා එනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? සමහරට ඒක ඇත්ත වෙලා. right? මේක ඇත්ත වුණා ඒකල මිනිස්සුව පිළිගත්තේ නැහැ. අනිත් එකත් Democritus එක experimentally prove කරන්න විදිහක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. එයාගේ knowledge එක මදි. ඉතින් ඒක නිසා මෙයාට මේක prove කරන්න බැරි වුණා Democritusට. ඒක නිසා මොකද උනේ? ඒ concept එක එළියෙදිම යටපත් කරලා ගියා. right? Democritus තමයි ඉස්ලාම atom එකට atomos කියලා term එක දුන්නේ. past paper එක කාලා තියෙනවා පුතේ MCQ එක. Who gave the name atomos for the particle? Atomos name given by Democritus. So very tiny particles or simple things. If I say that this pen is formed by very tiny particles, those tiny particles are invisible, indivisible. So simply you can't accept that one. Because if the tiny particles goes to form the pen, how pen can be seen? Simple thing, no. Now we know the large number of particles made this pen, but in the earlier period, they cannot accept the Democritus theory because they cannot, Democritus couldn't explain this theory with the experimental evidence, experimental evidence. So fourth one is Plato and Aristotle formulated the notion that there can be no indivisible particles. Underline. Plato and Aristotle underline. No ultimately indivisible particle. Right? Indivisible particle. And the atomic wave of the matter faded for many centuries. Again, Democritus then made many centuries during which Aristotelian philosophy dominated the Western culture. Fourth, Plato and Aristotle. Right. Then fifth one, after many centuries, there's another person came, John Dalton. John Dalton also said the same thing, same as Democritus. John Dalton, an English scientist and school teacher, formulated a precise definition of the indivisible building blocks of matter that we call atoms. So, John Dalton says the same theory, same as Democritus, that tiny, invisible, and indivisible particles called atoms are the building block of all matter. John Dalton is English person. That's why he gave the atom, not atomos. Atomos is the Greek letter, Greek word. So meaning of the atom is again indivisible. Indivisible. So same concept given by the John Dalton, and John Dalton could explain this theory with experimental evidences. Experimental evidences. මට නිකන් අපි සිංහල මිනිස් මම කිව්වේ භූත කතන්දර ආත්ම ගැන හරි ඉන්ටරෙස්ටිං නේ නිකන් ඔයාලට හිතෙන්නේ නැද්ද ඩිමෝක්‍රිටස් ද දන්නේ නැහැ නේද ජෝන් ඩෝල්ටන් මොකද අවුරුදු 100 ගාණක් ගිහිල්ලත් මේක ඩිමෝක්‍රිටස් කිව්ව කතන්දරේ නේ දන්නේ නැහැ ඩිමෝක්‍රිටස් කතන්දරේ එහෙම උටපත් කළා අවුරුදු 100 ගාණකට පස්සේ මිනිස්සෙක් ඇවිල්ලා කියනවා ඩිමෝක්‍රිටස් කිව්ව කතන්දරේ නිකන් හිතනවා නේ නිකන් නේ බොරුදු ඈ පුතේ ඩෙමොක්‍රටස් දන්නේ නෑ නේද ජෝන් ඩෝල්ටන් හරියන්නේ ඒ වක්ට ගමක් නේ right හරි බලන්නකො මෙයාගේ මේ කතන්දරය අපි ප්‍රූව් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා experimentally look I will take colored in colored in or you can take K-MnO4. K-MnO4 is potassium permanganate. Common name is condensed. Color is purple. Color is purple. And then you can immerse white piece of chalk. Just think this one is piece of chalk. Right? So black color indicates the chalk particles. Chalk particles. So after few minutes, what you can see? මොනවද පුතාලට පේන්නේ? Right. Then බලන්න මට answers. After few minutes, what you can see? බලන්න ඔකට කවුද answer එක හරියට දෙන්නේ කියලා. ඔව්. හිතා ගන්න බැරිද මොකද මෙතන වෙන්නේ කියලා. Simple theory. When you use the paper, tissue paper to clean something like ink, what happened? Ink absorbed the paper surface. Paper surface. Same thing can be seen here too. Yes, Putha. Yeah. Yes, right? What happened here is the colored ink absorbed by the piece of chalk. So after some times, we can see blue colored particles. The white chalk turns to blue. Here, ink particle. Ink particle. Why we can see the ink particles in between the chalk particles? Because there is some space enough to travel the ink particle in between the solid or a chalk particles. To give the space to travel the ink particle, those metals, solid metals as well as the liquid matter should form by very tiny particles. Very tiny particles. So tiny particles are invisible. Tiny particles are invisible. But this experiment is not explained the indivisible of the particle, just tiny and invisible. Right? Tiny and invisible. So clear that by this simple experiment, we can say that the solid matter, the chalk is solid matter, ink is liquid matter, both matters, or not both matters, all type of matters are formed by very tiny particles. Those tiny particles are invisible. And so according to John Dalton's theory, he said those particles are indivisible. So please note down this experiment and write in your way. Right? Just explain, briefly explain the not. I'll give 2 minutes. Hurry up. And you can send the answers to me. Right, done. Then Dalton's atomic theory was based on 4 postulates. So after atomic theory, Dalton's atomic theory, his atomic theory he explained with the 4 postulates. We'll see one by one. The first one, Dalton's atomic theory was based on 4 postulates. The first one, elements are made out of extremely small, indivisible particles called atoms. The first one is elements are made out of extremely small, indivisible particles called matter. So first part of the sentence is okay. All particles are very small. Yes, very small. But indivisible particles, indivisible, you know that with the late experiments, atoms can be divided for the subatomic particles. So the first postulate of the Dalton's atomic theory cannot be accepted because of the subatomic particle. You can note down that. First theory point, atom has subatomic subatoms, subatomic particles. Subatomic particles are electrons, protons, neutrons. Electron symbolized by simple E, proton simple P, neutron simple N. Addition to electrons, protons, neutrons, there's other particles. Other particles. Right? When you take other particles, atom has, especially in the nuclear reactions, we can see them. What are the other particles? Other particles are positrons. Positrons. Beta plus 1. When you take electrons, according to your knowledge, you know the mass of the electrons is approximately 0. But charge is -1. Opposite of the electrons same as beta, we call positron. Positron, 0 mass, approximate mass is 0, but it has mass, but approximate mass because it has 0, and plus 1 charge. And we can take alpha particles. Alpha particles. Positron particles and alpha particles 2, 4. Same as helium nucleus. Nucleus of the atom has plus charges, protons. Therefore, helium nucleus charge is +2. +2. So, helium nucleus same as we call alpha particles. So, alpha particles, positrons, beta particles, commonly we say that as other particles. When the exam question asks what are the main subatomic particles in the atom, you should write electrons, protons, and neutrons. But if the question given as ABCD type, one of the exam paper given, right? I'm thinking between 1995 to 1998. Right? And we outdoor to take MCQ එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. Atom mass electrons, proton, neutrons, proton, neutrons, other particles. So answer should be atom mass electrons, protons, neutrons plus other particles. Clear? So you can write this, right? So first postulate is disproved with the subatomic particles discovered by late experiments. Elements are made out of extremely small, indivisible particles called atoms. Then second one, all atoms of a given element are identical in mass and size, but the atoms of one element are different from the atoms of all other elements. Can we agree with that? Again, first part of the second postulates, all atoms of a given element are identical in mass and size. Can we agree with that? We can't, no? Why? Because of the isotopes. Isotopes. What are the isotopes? The particles having same atomic number. Because of the same atomic number, element is same, but different mass number. Different mass number. Same atomic number, different mass number. We call isotope. Examples, hydrogen 1,1, hydrogen 1,2, hydrogen 1,2. Protium, deuterium, and tritium. Protium, deuterium, tritium. When you take oxygen, oxygen 816, oxygen 817, oxygen 818. So 818 is radioactive oxygen. Do you remember that? Oxygen 818 used to show that what is essential for photosynthesis. In photosynthesis. Remember that? Oxygen 818. Chlorine 1735 to chlorine 1737. 3:1 ratio. 3:1 ratio. And when you take carbon 612, carbon 613, carbon 614, this one also radioactive. Radioactive, right? Carbon 614. Carbon 614 used to determine the age of fossils. Used to determine age of fossils. These are the few examples for isotopes. The second part of the second postulate is, but the atoms of one element are different from the other atoms of all other elements. Right? So according to your all-level knowledge, up to this you know. But second part of the second postulate also incorrect due to another special type we call isobars. Isobars. Isobars means same way. Different atomic number. Different atomic number. Same mass number. If the atomic number is different, definitely those are different atoms. Even we take different atoms, sometimes they may have same properties. The same property is same mass number. But John Dalton says what? Different atoms are different in all the ways. So second part of the second postulate is also incorrect. Examples: argon, potassium, calcium. They have different atomic numbers, 18, 19, 20. Same mass numbers, 40, 40, 40. When you take sodium and magnesium, sodium 11, magnesium 12, 24, 24. When you take nitrogen, 740, carbon, 640. So even they are different, sometimes they may have same properties. Same properties. So mass numbers are same, but different atoms, different atomic numbers, right? So such one we call isobars. Because of the isobars and isotopes, second postulates also is proved by the John Dalton's atomic theory. Right, then next one, third one. Atoms of one element cannot be changed. Third postulate. Atoms of one element cannot be changed into atoms of a different element by chemical reaction. Right? So, in John Dalton's time, he didn't know about the subatomic particles. Therefore, just he said, during the chemical reaction, atoms of one element do not change during the chemical reaction. But we see magnesium solid react with oxygen gas. Gives magnesium oxide solute. I multiply by magnesium to balance the oxygen. Then again multiply reactant side. 2 magnesium, 2 magnesium. 2 oxygen, 2 into 1. So when you take magnesium oxide, that is ionic compound. Magnesium oxide formed by Mg2 plus and NO2 minus. So when you take ionic compound consists in cations and anions. Cations and anions. So when you take magnesium, atomic number of magnesium is 12. Therefore, electronic configuration is 282. One oxygen atom has 8. So configuration is 26. You can see magnesium oxide, magnesium plus 2. Plus 2 means it has only 2,8 configuration. So during the chemical reaction, 2,8 change to 2,8 and oxygen change to again 2,8. Starting from 2,6 change to 2,8. The simple meaning of that is the outermost 2 electrons taken by oxygen. Outermost 2 electrons taken by oxygen. So atoms of one element change to atoms of the other one during the chemical reaction. These subatomic particles belongs to magnesium. These subatomic particles of magnesium taken by oxygen to complete 8 octane. Each and every except 18 group elements like helium, neon, argon, xenon form compounds. Other elements form compounds, even it is way of covalent bonded or ionic way. Why they need to make compounds? Because completing outermost energy level with 8 electrons. 8 electrons. So here 2,8,2. After removing outermost 2 electrons, magnesium took 2,8 configuration. Now outermost energy level is this one and it has 8 electrons. Got it? So 2,6 configuration. After gaining 2 electrons from the magnesium, oxygen turns to 2,8 configuration. So to complete the outermost energy level with 8 electrons, that's why most of elements in the periodic table form compounds way of covalent or ionic. So during the chemical reaction, atoms of one element can be changed. So this is the chemical reaction. All the chemical reactions same like this. And second part of the postulate says, atoms are neither created nor destroyed in chemical reaction. Atoms පුතේ create කරන්නත් බැලු destroy කරන්නත් බැලු. ඒක හරි. When you take the nuclear reaction, the nuclear reaction is different. Nuclear reaction, beryllium 4,9 react with alpha 2,4. This is the one of example for the nuclear reaction. We will discuss lot of examples on the nuclear reaction. Just remember this only for this part of the theory. Beryllium react with alpha forms carbon 612 plus neutrons 1 0. So this is the nuclear reaction. Nucleus of the alpha hit on the beryllium nucleus and they can form carbon 612 isotope plus neutron. Compare these two reactions. In chemical reaction, reactant site has magnesium and oxygen. Product site also have magnesium and oxygen. What are the components in the reactants? You can see the product. Right? No any other addition atoms in products, same as the reactants. What the reactants? Same as product. Reactants වල තියෙන ඒවාම තමයි පුතේ product එකේ තියෙන්නේ. Reactants are magnesium and oxygen. Product also magnesium and oxygen. But in here, nuclear reaction, beryllium and alpha. Beryllium and alpha are two components, different two components. But products are carbon and neutron. Reaction එකක reactant side එකේ තියෙන ඒවාම තමයි product එකේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒමනේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔලෙල balance කරේ. Reactant side එකේ තියෙන ඒවාම product side එකේ තියෙන්නේ. But nuclear reaction එකෙන් ගත්තොත් පුතේ reactant side එකේ තියෙන ටිකයි product side එකේ තියෙන ටිකයි completely different. So when carbon 612 isotope and the neutrons forming, what happened to the beryllium and alpha? Beryllium and alpha destroyed and new nuclei are formed. So atoms can be created and atoms can be destroyed. So these are the nuclear reactions. Nuclear reaction. New atoms are formed, existing ones are destroyed. So these are the two different things. Got it? Right. Hurry up, note down. So third postulates also cannot be accepted. Okay, Putala. Right. Then the last postulate, compounds are formed by union of two or more atoms of different elements in a simple numerical ratio. So that's also cannot be accepted because of the biomolecules. You know that with the biomolecules, the large number of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen atoms in carbohydrates, lipids, proteins. So in biomolecules, the approximate number of carbon atoms, oxygen, hydrogens are 10,000, about 10,000. Right, about 10,000. So 10,000 is not a simple number. It's not a simple number. Right? If someone asks 5 rupees from you, it's okay, you will give no matter the 5 rupees, nothing. But if someone asks 10,000 rupees or 50,000 rupees, you never give to that, right? Because sometimes you don't have such money, sometimes you are not trusting that no. It's simple. So simple numerical ratio. So I'll explain that too. So with that, උදාට පේනවද දැන් තේරෙනවද? ආ දැන් ක්ලාස් එක පටන් ගන්න පහක්. දැන් මට හිතෙනවා. දැන් තුනක් ඉස්ස අපි වැඩ. තේරෙන නෝට් එකේ තියෙනවට වඩා ගොඩාක් දේවල් තියෙනවා එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න. මේක දේශ දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. ඔයාලා මම කියන එක අහන්න ඉන්න ඕනේ. මගේ ප්‍රශ්න අහන්න ඕනේ. මම කියන දේ හරිද කියලා හිතන්න ඕනේ. තව මේ වලට එක්සැම්පල්ස් නැද්ද කියලා හිතන්න ඕනේ. English medium student කෙනෙක් වුණාම මාල් chance එකක් තියෙනවා. You can search a lot of things to the Google, right? There are a lot of editions, Indian schools editions, right? They contain lot of theory informations, right? ඒ වගේ වෙන support එකක් පුතලා ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒතකොට මේ පෙන්නන දේ නෙවෙයි දැන් මම YouTube එකේ දාලා තියෙනවා DS වෙනවා college එකේ පොඩි recommendations යාමට ඒක ඒ පුතා පෙන්නලා තියෙන මේ theory එකේ තැන් වල ලියුවා sticky papers වල paste කරපුවා ගොඩාක් theory note එක තියෙනවා. මේ theory note එක හම්බුණා කියලා මේක පඩම් කළා වට level exam දාගන්න බෑ. ඔයා හරියට මාත් එක theory ටික හරියට complete කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ theory ටිකෙන් තමයි මම booster paper එක දෙන්නේ. Next week before starting class, after the class, the last 30 minutes we will do this special ranking papers. Okay? Right. එන්නක බලන්න last point එකට. Last point එක. Right, last one, the simple things. H2 gas react with O2 gas giving H2O liquid. There are 2 hydrogen atoms, 2 hydrogen atoms. Here 2 oxygen atoms, here 1 oxygen atoms. To balance the water, you need to multiply this by 2. So 2 into 2, 4. Here 2, therefore again multiply H2 by 2. Now both sides are balanced. The number in front of H2 is 2. The number in front of O2 is 1. The number in front of H2O is 2. So 2 is to 1 is to 2. 2 is to 1 is to 2. We call moles ratio. Moles ratio. In our A-level classes, we continue with another name that is stoichiometric ratio. Right? Stoichiometric ratio. Stoichiometric ratio. When I take H2 gas and O2 gas again, H2 gas react with O2 gas giving H2O2 liquid, hydrogen peroxide. H2O2 hydrogen peroxide. 2H2, 2H2, 2O2, 2O2. So this reaction is already balanced. The number in front of H2 is 1. The number in front of O2 is 1. The number in front of H2O2 again 1. So now you can see moles ratio or stoichiometric ratio is 1 is to 1 is to 1. Clear? So I explained the structure of the paper, especially MCQ paper, starting the today's class. I gave that the last 10 MCQ consisting statement types, statement 1 and statement 2. So with that, you can make 2 MCQs here, these statements. What is the first one? මොකක්ද පුතාලට හදන්න පුළුවන් පළවෙනි statement එක simple. Just think what is the first statement that you can give. First one. Here, different molecules. Water and hydrogen peroxide are completely different. Water can be used as transportation medium, and water take to drink, water take to dissolve some salt, something like that. But hydrogen peroxide is decomposed when the light is when the hydrogen peroxide is exposed to the light. Therefore, hydrogen peroxide is stored in the brown colored, amber colored bottle, and we use hydrogen peroxide as a sterilization compound, right, to kill some germs. But what is not like that? These two are completely different compounds. But those completely different compounds made by same molecules here, same molecules, same molecules. Same one. So the first statement is different compounds can be formed. Different compounds can be formed with the same molecules. With the same molecules. That is the first. Second statement is if different compounds are formed by same molecules, they should have different stoichiometric ratio. Different stoichiometric ratio. What happens if the stoichiometric ratio here is also 2:1? Method put 2:1 වුණොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Here 2:1, therefore water. If the stoichiometric ratio here is also 2:1, the product should be what? The product should be water, not hydrogen peroxide. Not hydrogen peroxide. Got it? Here water and here hydrogen peroxide. So same molecules can combine together to form the different molecules. Yes, that's true. If the different compounds formed by the same molecules, the stoichiometric ratio should be different. Got it? So note down those things. Right? These are the MCQ statement types questions. Sometimes you have to think more and more time to get answers. But if you have proper knowledge and a proper practice about these type of questions, you don't need to waste the large time. Right? Something you read the questions, you can get the correct answer. So I give them more examples. Hurry up, do it. Write in your writing book. Balance the reactions and write the stoichiometric ratio. Right, shall we take classes? We are already balanced. 1:1:1. We need to balance this by 2, 2:1:2. Here multiply this by 2, here 3, 1:3:2. Remember, N2H4 is very common compound we call hydrazine. Hydrazine, right? Hydrazine. Multiply H2 by 2. 1:2:1. Here 1:1:2. Here 2:3. 2:3:2. Here 1:2:2. 2:1:2. 2:5:2. 1:1:1. 2:3:2. Those are the examples. Okay, so for first grades explain, and all four first grades are cannot be accepted because of the data experiment substitutions. Right, so first figure shows the Dalton's atomic model, that is ball model. The other can John Dalton. Right, with the experimental observation made by scientists towards, these established that atoms can be further divided into subatomic particles such as electrons, protons, neutrons. This concept was very different from John Dalton's atomic theory. So after discovering subatomic particles, they had major problems. The basic ones are how subatomic particles existing in the atom. That was the major one. The next one was how they react. I mean, how elements are react to form chemical reaction. What the major things changing during the chemical reaction. And the other one is stabilization of the atom. After discovering subatomic particles, in 1 second. And the other thing, after discovering subatomic particles, stabilization of them and how they change during the chemical reaction. And the other thing, how subatomic particles existing in the atom. So with that, the next one, how atoms absorb and emit electromagnetic radiations. For example, when you know that the visible light consists in 7 colors. So why my hair can be seen as black? Because all the white light is absorbed and no emission. If you can see the white color, the board is white because the light, visible light absorbed and all the light radiations enter. But if someone wearing a red color t-shirt, why we can see the red color t-shirt, red color? Because the white light absorbed by the t-shirt, only red color is it. Right? Only red color is it. So these are the few things. Right. Right. Those are the things that we have to discuss for today. Lesson part of the lesson. Right. Before leaving, you need to write the 4 major problems. I will tell you, please do note down. Major problems. Write down the first one. First major problem. To account for the stability of atom, after the discovery of subatomic particles. After discovery of subatomic particles. Second one, to compare the behavior of one element from other in terms of both physical and chemical properties. Third point, to explain the formation of different kinds of molecules. By the combination of different atoms. Last point, to understand the origin and nature of the characteristic of electromagnetic radiation. Absorbed or emitted by atoms. Right. හරි නේද පුතේ? බලන්න අද මොනවද discuss කරේ කියලා. Right? Introduction part. Then the atomic theory of matter and classifications of matter. Then Empedocles, Hintos, Democritus, Aristotle, Plato, John Dalton's theory. And 4 postulates briefly and deeply. Right? Explain, right? Very deeply with a few examples. Right? Explain the 4 postulates and the major problem arise because after discovering of the subatomic particle. So this is the first part, first day. Today is the first day of our 2026 English medium students. Next week, right? You have 2 papers. Every day you have 2 papers. And we will cover up to, because no introduction part, no, up to 10 means exactly half of the day. So as I explained, I will cover first unit with all past papers and school papers within 7 weeks. So 8 week you have a 5-hour test. Get prepared for the 5-hour test starting the first day. This plan and schedule organized to take more than 80 marks at your first term test. If you get more than 80 at the first term test, you can continue that until you get the first 10 item back. So thank you very much, and we will meet next week with 2 papers and 2 sessions of theory, 2 theory sessions.